right, what's up, guys? Is T Swift writing her next breakup song? Plus, we go behind the scenes in what lurks in the abyss of a dad's backseat. Plus, we're talking kids' cuisine, what dads are fixing when mom goes away, and the best secret, stick around for it, hacks to get in that dad nap.
My favorite.
You ready for it?
Let's do it!
You're not ready? Let's do it! Guys, and welcome back to the Fit Fat Dad podcast, where it's two dads who are kind of fit, kind of fat, talking all things dad. And we kick off season 3 here. Can you believe we've already arrived?
3.
Yeah, man. So let's jump right into it. And let's we got a new segment on the show here.
This is one of my favorites.
The Dad Bag Monologues.
Yep.
And let's just set this up here, Blair. What are the rules on the Dad Bag Monologues?
So, if you want to discuss anything, would you say controversial? Was that? Yeah.
Trending.
Yeah.
Politics,
social media, celebrities, anything that the mush. I like to call it mush. You know what I mean? Noise that just, that's what I like to call it.
That people click on?
Yeah.
But
that my wife loves to watch the drama. How about that? Drama?
There we go. But explain the rules.
Yeah. So if G Money and I want to have a conversation or talk about something that's going on in the world that is drama and all that, well, you have to pick up and hold a 250-pound sandbag. And let me tell you, it's heavy.
It's definitely not light.
And you will see that.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's take it down. We're going to cut away here, and we got some interesting topics that we're going to talk about. So let's show the rules of the game. Let's head to it.
For all you Travis and Taylor fans that they're just going nuts, guess what? Taylor is already writing a breakup song about Travis. That's all I gotta say.
All right, guys, we're trying something new. So we created a rule here on the Fit Fat Dad podcast that there's going to be no more talking about current trends and politics and venting and having a problem. But there is one rule. If we're going to do that, you have to pick up a 250-pound heavy bag, and you got to hold it. And as long as you hold it, you can say whatever you want to. It's like earmuffs. Oh, look at my guy here. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Here we go. All right, Blair, what are you talking to us about today?
I can vent like this all day long.
All right, let's go, buddy. So I think you got to stand up with it, man. Come on.
Stand up with it?
You got to stand up with it.
Who cares about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? I don't care. I don't care. Who did they date? I just want to watch freaking football. And guess what? Travis Kelce rented out a freaking restaurant for them to have a date. They're celebrities. They can do that. That's my rant for today, and this is heavy. Get it on the legs. There you go.
All right, guys. So I've been doing a lot of thinking. Like, are we tired of Taylor Swift at this point? I think I am. Like, I don't get the world's obsession with Taylor Swift. Like, she's kind of cute. She's kind of not. But here's the deal. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs. Nobody wants a new power couple. Nobody's really talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. It's all about Brittany and Patrick, baby. It's the Mahomes. We can't have them impeding on their territory. So that's my rant. Keep it Brittany, keep it Patrick. Taylor's moving on. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed that. All right, so let's keep things moving on here, Blair.
Yeah, man.
We mentioned the proverbial abyss of the backseat where things tend to take a life of their own. Many great things are lost and never to be found back.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this for a minute. How would you rate your backseat right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like doomsday, no child comes out of that thing alive, or 1, it looks like a surgeon's operating room.
An 8.
An 8. So you're pretty...
It's pretty bad. It's been 3 months. So our third kid was, it's been 4 months.
So you haven't had it since Sloan's been here?
Yeah, Sloan's been here.
That's rough, dude.
Well, hey, let me throw this out there. Okay. I drive a beater truck for this reason. Like, I do not drive a nice vehicle. Okay. The truck is 15 years old. It's got 220,000 miles on it. It's beat to crap. And so it's not plush leather. Okay.
So is that the rule? If you drive a beater vehicle, you can just let your back seat be a party? Do you have a disco like that?
No. I do have some golf things back there. I may have some hunting things. No, well, here's what happens. Here's why. Okay, are you ready?
Let's go.
Well, part of it is Sloan was born and life with 3 kids and things like that. Prior to, I tried to clean it about every 6 to 8 weeks is about my time frame. So I'm stretched out, right?
That's just a stretch goal.
Yeah, stretch goal, right? So life's just been crazy with 3 kids and work and everything like that, which it sounds like an excuse, and it absolutely is. But dude, you clean it, and then I think it's within a week. It's just
Instantly.
Less than 24 hours. I will say this: if you're listening, and drop some comments on this. How do you keep yours clean? Because I need to know, like, on a consistent basis.
What?
I mean, do you agree with that?
What is the craziest thing that you found back there?
Yeah.
What do you think is the wildest thing that you found in your backseat? Or grossest thing?
Oh, the grossest thing is we lost a bottle one time. Yeah. And we couldn't find it. And my wife keeps track of all of our bottles, and we had it. And what happened, okay, is we put it in a side pouch of the baby bag, and it tumped over, and it got rolled around, and it got stuck up underneath somewhere. It didn't smell. It never smelled. But when I was cleaning out my truck, I reached under and grabbed it, and that bottle.
Chunk.
She asked me if I ever found it, and that question was no. I found it, but it was.
If somebody were to pay you $1 million, would you drink that? Would you have drank it?
$1 million?
$1 million.
Yeah.
And keep it down.
Yeah. I don't know if I got a pretty strong stomach.
That's okay.
$1 million?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. $10.
No.
20.
Nah.
1,500.
It have to.
I'm trying to gauge where your sense of pride is.
100,000. There you go.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I think when Jax was first born and we brought him home from the hospital, I think we had same thing, milk.
Yeah.
But something happened where it spilled all over the back seat, and we're talking breast milk here.
Yeah.
And when you bring baby home, I don't know. Like, I was on paternity leave. She was on maternity leave.
Yeah.
I don't think I got in the truck for a week.
Yeah.
And he was born in November, but it was still hot.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember getting into the truck for the first time in a week with
and baking. Because it's still 80. You can still get 80s.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. It was puke. Oh, instant puke. And luckily, that truck is now gone.
Yeah.
But it never came out.
Yeah.
It never came out. What else? I mean, like, with my kids, it is food, because I'm always rushing them to school, or somewhere, and it's like they've never eaten. And
so it's food. It's food and snacks. Like that's a lot. Like, I think food that has multiple pieces to it, like Cheerios. We have muffins. I know I found muffins in there before. Stuff like that. And then I have my stuff. Like I'm an avid golfer, so I have like a golfer training tool back there. I think at some point. May still be back there. I don't know. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So it's the collection.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
dad and kid. I'm always finding. And so do you know, like, where the seatbelt slot is? Like, where you buckle in?
Oh, yeah.
That's the collection space.
Oh, absolutely.
If you stick your hand in there, you may come back with just like skeletal nub where like nuclear waste is boiling down there. When I'm cleaning out, I'm always hesitant because I've stuck it in there and it's been sticky, it's been hard, and it's like you grabbed it and you're like, what is about to come up out of this? Right. And usually it is a sausage biscuit where the kids will take out the sausage and then they'll leave it in the seat, and then there's no telling how long this thing, and I'm always amazed at how the food that we feed our kids, at least what we feed our kids, and the only food that our kids will eat, there's never any mold.
It still looks the same. So the preservatives.
Which we'll be talking about.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But it's always like this like piece of leather sausage biscuit that's hanging out there. Or it's like a French toast stick or a chicken nugget or French fries.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all back there. But hey, so I don't know if you knew this when you came over this morning to get coffee. I snuck a camera into your back seat.
Oh, great.
And so we're going to run what we call the game film around here in the Fit Fat Dad podcast. So we're going to go ahead and watch this. And I just kind of want to get your reaction to this. All right. So here I am. I'll have to edit that out. I look old and haggard. This is the.
I mean, we are old. We are old. Don't edit anything.
Look.
Come on. All right. I'm going to get.
There's no making that look better. There's the beater.
Yep. It's a beater, man.
What goes in? All right. Got the door open here. And this looks typical dad backseat right here.
Yep.
Love the Batman. Love the Batman.
Yep. Nat Matt.
All right, let's start with the car door. Got some goldfish.
Girl socks. Yep.
There it is.
Yep. Oh, her cell phone. She's been looking for that.
Well, now you know. Oh, there it is.
Oh, she's been looking for that too.
little sandal, Sleeping Beauty sandal. I thought this was sunscreen, but it's tire lube. So hopefully you don't spray that on your kids' heads.
Yeah.
There we go. That goldfish has been there a minute. Yep. So, all right, let's progress here.
The muffin.
There it is.
Yeah, that
muffin looks pretty fresh, to be honest.
They had muffins today.
Obviously, you have some more goldfish.
Yeah.
I got the rainbow colored.
Yeah.
Sorry if I made a mess when you go back there.
I mean, come on. Here we go. We got wipes.
You got wipes.
Yeah.
Looks like they've never been used, apparently.
No. Let's see.
Got a tool bag. You're not using that because that was at the bottom of the abyss.
That's an old one. I love the camera going on right there. Oh, money!
Well, $50.
Ow. It wasn't folded. It was in.
That's it. So 50 cents.
That's hilarious. Chips. Yep.
There we go. Yep.
Pretty recent. Yep.
Let's. Now we're getting into the dark part. We're going into the. What is that? What is that, Blair?
Is that a diaper?
That. Oh my gosh. Bro.
Okay, so I'm going. Right, was it a wet diaper or a poopy diaper?
There's no poop in it, from what I could tell. Definitely used.
Okay, that is that a swim diaper? Maybe that's what it was.
That okay, that's your justification.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Here we go.
All right,
is that old milk?
No milk. We don't do milk in the car.
I didn't see that on the first run. But that's definitely a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
That didn't get eaten.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Oh, now we're in. Gotta have
30. Yep.
Or is that's
30-06?
Oh, there you go, 30-06. So you got a little rifle. Oh, we got some little supplements.
Yeah.
Testosterone support.
Yeah.
No dad can leave home without that.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's see. Excuse my filming skills. You can tell. Oh, is that a little devotional?
Yep.
I love that it's in your back seat, so it's getting good use there.
It is. I knew exactly where it was because I threw it from the front seat to the back seat this morning.
All right. Who's that guy? Let's edit him out. All right, so I think we're going to the other side.
Oh, other side, okay.
I love the bed of the truck here. It looks like somebody was murdered back there, like you killed the Michelin Man.
Hey, is it bad that the bed of my truck is typically cleaner than the back seat of my truck? Because that's all functional stuff that I've used this week.
Okay, well, so we got a golf ball. You mentioned the golf ball. Another set of wipes which you aren't using.
No,
got some Tricks.
Yeah,
some Cheerios. It's been there a minute.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad you actually buckled in your kids there. So, what is that? What is that?
I have no clue what that is.
I didn't want to touch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that bubble gum? I like the bag here. Was that your choice or
no?
Ricky's?
I think it was a gift.
What? I mean, no backseat is completely.
And by the way, if you don't eat Pirate's Booty, you're missing out. That stuff's so good.
It's so good. Hardly any calories. Got some blocks here. Maserati.
Yeah. Hey, my son has good taste.
I hope he takes better care of his car than you do. All right, what? You got some homework?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was failed to get turned in here. Do you feel very vulnerable at this moment that you're being searched?
Yeah.
This is what a cop would find.
Yeah.
And I think
maybe there's a point to that, G Money.
I got to be honest with you. I expected more.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a 5.
I've seen 5? You've seen way worse?
Oh, yeah.
See, it will take me about 20 minutes to get that looking like maybe like a 2.
The lack of food quantity
We're pretty good.
I mean, there's a muffin and a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
But I was looking for the
It's just a lot of stuff.
sticky gooey.
Yeah.
I didn't really. I mean, we got a good little close up of the chicken nugget. That looks like a piece of quality meat there. I'm surprised that your kids aren't getting more protein. I mean, that shouldn't have been left behind. That should have been.
Welcome to big kids being kids, right?
Welcome to kids being kids. All right, there's that old guy again.
Yeah. So, man, so you would say that was a 5. I gave it an 8, and you said it was a 5?
Well, I asked my wife, candidly, I said, honey, is your car available for show? Mm-hmm. And she's like, I just cleaned it. And I'm like, that's a 9 or a 10.
Is hers pretty bad? Can we get pretty bad?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Absolutely.
Worse than that?
Yes.
Because, see, I consider that really bad.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's no holds bar there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
that's a dark territory.
We need to revisit this and, like, how often does she clean it?
Well, it was the luck of the draw that she got it yesterday.
So we're saying December. We should revisit it December.
I think she's on the. Oh yeah, Christmas time.
Yeah,
that's going to be a whole nother level. So, anyways,
I like it.
Anyways, be interested to hear what's the funniest story you have.
Yeah, please do.
What do you got lurking around? Any monsters? Any or have you found anything that you've been looking for? Like, what is your payout with all the change? And
I'm glad you found her blue slipper because we've been looking for that forever, and her little mini phone.
Well,
because she has been.
Tell Ben, her boyfriend.
She needs to keep up with her things. There you go.
Put me on good. Mm-hmm. So be interesting to hear for him. All right, so let's keep moving on. Let's talk kids cuisine.
All right, this is where you and I differ a lot.
Well, we were about to find out. So, all right, here's the deal. Mom leaves the house. Mm-hmm. Mom leaves town. And it's Dad in charge of getting these kids fed. What are you feeding your kids?
So I have different taste buds. Do your kids have different taste buds? Like, do they eat different things? Or
No, they're pretty consistent.
Okay.
It's sausage biscuits and French toast sticks and sugar. That's a 3-course diet that we have.
So, all right. So my son is chicken nuggets, grilled cheese. He'll eat noodles, things like that. So he tries to eat real foods. I guess really the only processed food he eats is the chicken nuggets, but we try to go the healthy chicken nuggets.
Oh, you're going organic?
Yeah. Sometimes it's like the fake chicken nuggets, like it's plant-based, stuff like that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well,
so
was there a strategy that you just fed the kids from the beginning on that?
That's always done it, yeah. Now, and then my daughter, I don't know what she eats, what we eat, like adults. Like, so she and that has been since day one. She just eats, like, she wants to come sit in my lap and eat off of my plate, and that is broccoli. If I have Brussels sprouts, like, it's
next level.
She ate steak the other night. She's like, Daddy, I want a bite. So I gave her a bite of steak, and she ate a bite of steak. I was like, is that good? Yeah, she loves it.
That's next level.
Yeah, and we didn't train her that way. That's just her taste buds.
Kudos to you.
Yeah,
we're nowhere close to that. Yeah, I think I've given up hope that, and I do the bribe. Like, I absolutely do the bribe where I'm like, hey, if you eat a piece of spinach that, funny story for you about spinach. So we were down at the beach a couple of weeks ago, mm-hmm. and Riggs, my youngest, he comes up to me, and he was just real worried about growing facial hair. And he's 5. Because he's feeling my beard.
Yeah.
And I've never seen him eat a piece of green anything. And I've gotten to the point, the kids have seen me do it, where I'm not a huge greens fan, but in order to do it, I will just take it by the handful and power through it.
Yeah.
And just get like 3 handfuls. I don't even put it on a plate as a meal. I just like do it and then eat whatever I want to eat. Yeah. So I've seen me been doing that. And I said, he's like, Dad, he's like real upset. It's like, Dad, I don't want to grow a beard like you. I even think he said like he didn't want to lose his hair like me. And I said, well, man, you got to eat spinach.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And he goes into the fridge and gets the big tub of spinach and like fistful, like just jamming it in his mouth. I'm like, he looks like a chipmunk.
Yeah.
Like spinach. That's the first time I've ever seen him eat greens. So that one did work. But typically I'm always like, we go with 2 boys. I'm like, if you want muscles.
Right.
Or like, hey, if you want to be strong.
Yeah.
Or Jaxie's playing football. I'm like, if you actually want to knock somebody over, you've got to eat your protein and your things like that. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean.
So, okay. So question. So does it, like if your wife's out of town, does it change or does it just kind of roll with what you've already been doing?
Well, it definitely changes.
Oh, okay.
Because my wife, she is great and she tries and she introduces new foods. I'm like, it's crazy because you can look at me and you can tell that I don't skip a meal.
Yeah.
Right? I don't skip a meal. But it's not like I don't forget to feed my kids. But I get so caught up in doing whatever. I'm like, oh my God, the kids haven't eaten.
Yeah.
And so it comes down to 2 points. It's, and I'm telling on myself, so my wife's going to hear this and now I'm out there. But it's like whatever they've rated and fed themselves in the pantry. And as a parent, I'll go in there and be like, are you guys hungry?
Yes.
And they'll be like, no. And the adult in me should be like, well, I know what you're eating, so pony up here and
Right,
eat.
right.
But they say no. I'm like, well, that's good enough. They're not going to die. And I go back to work or doing what I have to do. But typically for me, it is probably my fault. It's like I've fixed them stuff like good sandwiches or healthy stuff, and they're just like, "Meh." So it's like now it's Cheeto mac and cheese. It's chicken nuggets. They'll eat chicken nuggets. The corn, the little like corn dogs.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't, we've got a little Ninja air fryer.
Okay.
That thing is the king of the castle around here. Whatever I can throw in there, push 20 minutes, let it cool off, put it on a plate, and they'll eat it. That's where we go.
Yeah.
But the biggest change when mom goes away is she is very strategic on when they eat.
Yeah.
And she knows their symptoms of when they start getting grouchy and whiny.
Right.
It's because they haven't eaten. And somehow that doesn't ring a bell to me. I'm just like, why are these kids turning into the devil? Like, ah. She'll be like, they're hungry, and she'll feed them, and they're like, Snickers bar commercial. They're good to go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we had
starve when I'm around.
Yeah. So we've in this, and I will say this. I think this started when my wife was away. I think this did. They started raiding our pantry. Okay, and like getting into things and getting marshmallows and candies and things like that. I think because I was distracted with the baby or something like that. And I found, like, I just came around the corner and they were sitting there stuffing their face with marshmallows. I'm like, how did you get these? And kids are smart, by the way. They had pulled the dog food holder over, climbed up on top of it, and reached up and grabbed where we keep our marshmallows, their treats, and gotten it down, unbeknownst to me, because I was taking care of Sloan. And it's like, how did you guys get these? And I walk in there, turn around, and there they are, and like they stacked 15 things. I'm like, well, I'm glad you guys didn't fall and die, you know?
Yeah.
So now we have one of those spinning locks
Good call.
on our pantry. So
good call.
But I think that's the only thing, because my wife's pretty aware of where they are and what they're doing. But that was a big change for us.
Actually, it's a pretty big accident. Mom was in town. Thank goodness that we were both here. But Riggs, my 5-year-old, has gotten super independent on fixing his
I heard
food.
about this, yeah.
And he owns the microwave. And usually it's sausage biscuits or French toast sticks or something like that. If it's hot, it's a drop, right? Mm-hmm. But he decided to make himself some ramen noodles and then pulled it out of the microwave and poured it down his chest. And luckily it was just 1st and 2nd degree burn, so it ended up being like a really, really, really bad sunburn.
Yep.
And now he's completely healed. But that was
that's scary
moment.
Yeah.
So we talk about, like, if your kids are independent, watch them out around the microwave. That's probably like elementary 101 dad stuff there. But things happen. But yeah, I mean, our kids, we love the independence that they have. It's just, what are they eating? And I tell you what, if my wife has gone to Costco and if there's like cereal, she buys the big bags of cereal, and she'll buy, like, as we saw in your Backseat, goldfish, and all these things, and like the little Oreo packets. What would take a normal human being a month to go through those? They will knock those out in 3 days.
Put a lock on your pantry.
It doesn't matter. I'm pretty convinced they'll ninja their way into it.
Your kids may ninja their way into it. Yeah.
They may. So that only gets amplified when mom's away with me, because they give a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
And then they're I should better watch that. So is there, before we move on here, is there anything that your wife or mom fixes that the kids love, and then that when you do that, they're like, man,
no. And it's the same thing. You're like, what in the world?
I haven't run into. I mean, maybe noodles. Like she's really good at making certain types of noodles. Or
Like butter noodles?
Like butter noodles, butter and garlic noodles. Or I did something with Bennett because she's big in noodles, and maybe I didn't do the cheese right or something like that. She said, "Mommy does it. Do it this way." You know, that's the only thing I've run into.
Yeah, I make it the same. I mean, and it's because Dad's making it, or it's the delivery. Like I didn't put it on the right color plate.
Now, okay, there it is. Okay,
Or the food's touching.
Yes, yeah. Now I will say that we get into wrong color plates, or I want red dip, which is ketchup, or white dip, which is some ranch, or I want brown dip, which is barbecue sauce, and those can't be in the same spot, or I want a pink cup versus the yellow cup, and I'm like, it doesn't matter, it's still water.
Yeah,
that's what I get into.
Those are game changers.
Yep.
Yeah, so we make it. But for me, it was eggs. Like they would eat eggs to death.
Yeah.
As soon as Dad makes them. I mean, is there a different scrambling technique that I'm unaware of? I mean,
well, apparently there is, because my wife hates the way I do my eggs, because here's why, right? I do my scrambled eggs quickly because I'm hungry, and I'm like, hey, scramble them up.
So you don't mix them up.
Yeah. She's the really low, and it takes 10 minutes to scramble eggs kind of type. Now, they're nice, and they're good, and they're fluffy. I don't have the patience for
So yours are like burnt on the bottom.
No.
You've got like a lot of white spots in there.
I do have a lot of white spots. Yeah.
Yolk.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
That's the way I eat my eggs. And I'm like, and she's like, well, it doesn't taste good. I'm like, they're scrambled eggs. They're going to taste the same.
So I'm seeing a trend here. Your wife doesn't eat your food too. All right. Well, let's keep it moving on here. Last thing that we'll talk about here is dad hacks for getting in a dad nap.
This is my favorite.
Do you want to describe what a dad nap is, Blair, for that? Because it's different than a nap. It's different than a standard nap.
15 to 30 minutes.
And
That's a dad nap.
Why is that important?
Because I think if for me, if I go over that and I get woken up, I'm grouchy. Like I wake up getting grouchy. Well, let me back up. This is during the week. I would say Monday through, I wouldn't even say Saturday, because Sundays, everybody's kind of like, kids nap. Our kids nap on Sundays. But like during the week when you're tired, okay? And this is when you can't get away to actually schedule a nap. This is when your wife's in the other room and you're tired and you got to squeeze it in. That's my definition of a dad nap.
So that's right. You're absolutely. So dad naps are strategic. They're almost ninja-like. And if anybody knows that you're getting in a dad nap, I think you've failed.
Yes. Agreed.
Because inevitably, if your wife sees you taking a nap, there's instant jealousy. Like, oh, well, you get to take a nap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to take the day off too.
Yep.
It's kind of the reaction, even though that's never said.
No.
You know that they're thinking that. Even if they're not thinking that, that's what I think. And there's a guilt factor associated with it. Or there's the what you've got to watch out for is the instant I take a dad nap, some kid is going to jump on my man parts, right? Like right off the couch.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get a head right in the junk.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen. So it's kind of got to be in a quiet, secret place, and nobody knows that you can do that. So before we get into dad hacks, is there any like secret sauce or places or just like some of the best stories of a dad nap that you've had?
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I may go park in a parking lot and play the seat back.
Yes, I thought I was the only one who did that.
No. Now, and set your alarm for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, honey, I'll go pick that up from the grocery store. Yeah. Hey, you should have seen the lines at Costco today. Like,
that's right.
Wow. Yeah.
You
You roll up in there and just pull a spot in the parking lot and just kind of.
I just thought about this. Men typically will take longer on the toilet, right? And sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it's just, I need a breather. I wonder if any dad out there has like dad napped while on the toilet.
That's interesting. Well, if you've done that, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
Interesting.
I'd be interested to know.
Doesn't seem like it'd be too comfortable, but
it's a dad nap. It's secret, ninja-like.
It is secret ninja-like. The parking lot, I thought I was the only one.
No.
That did that. No. Yeah, I will go into like the gas station parking lot and let's pull on the side.
I've done that before. Yep.
I've always seen, and this was pre-dad, but you would see those, like you pull up and you'd see somebody asleep in their car. And usually I was like, well, that's somebody who's sleeping off a hangover, or they've had too much, or, this guy just doesn't have it together. Now I'm learning that these were the smartest people alive.
Yes. Agreed.
And I think it's just passed down. So,
Yep.
So if you've done that, all right. So let's talk about dad naps around the house. Specifically, there's the weekend dad nap.
Yeah.
Which I think there's more leniency on that one.
Yeah.
It's like, well, not as much going on, but the week dad nap, because that's how are you getting those in the week? How are you sneaking that in at the house?
So I just try to slide it in when my kids are occupied, like with a book or a TV show or something like that. And, we'll go upstairs and the wife or mom is downstairs doing something or I just lay my head down. Hey, I'm gonna go sit upstairs with the kids for a little bit, and I'll watch. But then it gets okay. I'm watching Pokemon or whatever, and I get disinterested, and I'm like, oh, I could lay down. So I'll just kind of lay my head down until I hear my name called, and then as soon as it's so weird. Like at night, you can run a freight train through the house, and I will not wake up.
Yeah,
dad nap. I hear Blair, and it's like, boop, I'm up. Like what? I'm good. What do you need me to do? From downstairs.
And you play it off.
Yeah.
It's like a funny story. Like I was cutting the grass, and I've got a little bitty hill right here, and I was cutting grass with the push mower, and I slipped and fell down. Right, but like instantly got back up. Never like strayed away from it, but like. If anybody saw that, they're like, man, that guy's an athlete.
An athlete.
Because I was like, boom, slid down the hill and like just kept mowing and just like into the slide, stood back up. Like that's the dad nap.
Yeah.
That's like you get your eyes and it's like, Graham, you're like, yeah, man, I was doing this the whole time. Like, you play it off.
Yeah, play it off.
And I don't know that.
What do you need, honey? I can't tell all my secrets because I know my wife listens to this.
Yes.
So I'm not going to reveal anymore, but I get them in.
Yes, I think. Well, there's different stages of life in the dad nap. So there's like early childhood, which you're kind of all over the board here because you've got one in the little rocker, right? And that's all you got, and you got in the rocker, and they're just your kids asleep.
Yeah,
that's easy to score a dad nap. But that's probably the most time that you need it because you're both tired. But
here's another
you're not
good
getting
one.
Sleep at night. There.
If you do have a newborn and you have multiple kids, hey, I'm going to hold the baby, and if it's nap time for him,
that score,
dude, you just hold the baby when he goes to sleep. You go to sleep.
That's solid gold. Please write that down and take
that notes because when he sleeps, you sleep. And you're like, I'm holding the baby. He fell asleep, and I just went with him.
So, and then we advanced to toddler stage where they're kind of mobile and they can crawl, but not yet walking. The easy dad nap trick was to encage them in like the little fence in front of the TV. So close them in, get the little child gate, throw everything in the middle, get them Cocoa Melon, and then
they have those now.
Yeah, well, they've been around. It's not that.
Oh, I just never knew.
Did you just discover that?
I just think I saw it on social media where they actually have like enclosures. I just did it with pillows.
Or pillow fort. Well, that's probably the most economical way to get her done. We had all sorts of gates, so we would just put the gates in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Set the kids, and that was
fancy,
easy dad score now.
Yeah,
because hey, Blippi and Cocoa Melon, we may judge them, but that is the dad nap king.
Yeah.
And so now we progress to the iPad babysitter.
Yeah.
Which in use, any parent out there that's going to sit here and write and scorn us for that, well, I really wonder what level of sleep and you must be the greatest parent ever because in spurts, like that's the time to get it, especially if they're playing each other on a game. Yeah, I mean, you want to monitor it, but I think my dad hack for the dad nap at home is like the kids it's just how kids are these days. They will sit there and watch endless hours if I let them of like YouTube.
Yeah.
Like people playing the game that they're playing.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's what you're doing now with our show. And I'll go in there and watch TV with them. Mm-hmm. And they enjoy that because they're like, Dad's taking an interest.
Yeah.
But in 2 seconds, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then I'd like sink in between the couch cushions. And I'm enjoying the best nap ever, but it always usually ends with somebody jumping on my nuts.
Yeah.
Like that's where it always ends. Like that's, hey, fathers, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, you do.
So,
yes, you do.
Yeah, it's is there any other like I'm a big fan of, unless the dad nap, but more, and this is a whole nother episode, but like dad time, right? So Saturday and Sunday, it's like yard work. less Sunday, but if I hadn't gotten it in Saturdays, and it's this, you feel like the man of the house when you have tended your yard. You've got the stripes in it. You've edged it. You've weed eated it. And it takes you a good 2 hours. Mm-hmm. You're sweaty. You come in. You have that ice cold beverage. And your wife looks at you and she's like, that's the man I married. Like, that's the man I married. It's almost like this like little like you won the playoff game.
Yeah.
And she's like, you go take that nap.
That's exactly what she's saying. Exactly, Graham.
And you're like, and it's guilt-free, judge-free. I think that's the...
So is that how it works in your house?
Well, I mean, I think she wouldn't mind if I took the nap in
okay.
itself, but it's like I've earned that.
Oh, okay.
And now it's like you go do what you need to, big guy.
Yeah. That's not what happens in mine.
Yeah, well.
It's okay. I love my wife. She loves me, but it's like, hey, I think I maybe earn a little bit of time to sit down, but while I sit down, guess what I'm doing? Folding clothes.
Yeah.
That's if you're gonna sit and hang out and watch TV, we're gonna fold some clothes. But I enjoy that. I actually take that upon myself because that is time to sit down, which it's mindless.
And that's a huge win. Like, take that as a note. I've started doing that too.
Yeah. Yes, Dad.
Kudos to
there
you.
Wait, let me throw that out there. Hey, how to get maybe not a dad nap, but dad time. And if you want to sit down and still be productive and help your wife, but you want to watch the Ryder Cup, or you want to watch. Speaking of, Ryder Cup's coming up this week. If you want to watch golf or football or anything like that, just get clothes and sit there and fold clothes while you're watching football. Dad hat. Because you're being productive and you're helping out mom, but you get to do what you want to do.
And I also think, too, that if folding clothes is like level 1 achievement, if you put the clothes away beyond your own, like the kids' clothes, that's like level 5.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That
earns you a dad nap.
Or some brown chicken, brown cow.
That's right.
All right, well, we have labored on, but we hope you've enjoyed this conversation.
Please,
We've covered a lot today. Would love to hear your thoughts. Would love to hear your comments. Please let us know if you have any hacks, if you have any tips, tricks, any funny stories. Drop them in there.
Yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, guys.
Multiple times.
Absolutely.
With all your friends.
We out.
We are out, buddy.
We are out.
Always a pleasure.
Season 3.
See you guys. Out.